guys, what's up? So we're going to be retesting a foundation today. If you're new here, I'm doing a series where I retest the foundation in my collection to see how I feel about it, so that way I can declutter what I need to and keep what I need to. I have an extensive collection. If you're new here, I'm Angelina, so don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well as here on YouTube, and let's get into it. So I have the Naked foundation, which I recently retried and I really was in love with it. And then I have my L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Serum, which I was also very obsessed with when it released. I think today we're going to probably just try the True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum because this is just the perfect everyday type of foundation. It's actually a skin tint. I have the shade 5 to 6 medium to tan. It also has hyaluronic acid, and I just remember loving the way this looks. I will say this shade is a little bit too dark for me, but we're going to try to fix it with some concealer, so let's just get into it. This comes with a dropper per se, but it doesn't really work that well. We're going to try. Okay, so obviously it doesn't work that well, so I just end up kind of using it as a wand. As you can see, I have the product on my face. I kind of went in with a little bit more than I normally would, but I'm going to go ahead and on this side, I'm going to just use a sponge, and on the other side, we're going to use a brush. But as you guys can see, this is the side with product, and this is the side without product, so you have a lot more evenness in the tone, and honestly, the shade looks really good, so maybe it finally matches. I'm going to use my e.l.f. brush that I normally use. Okay, you can definitely see, I think, a little bit more the tone of this because I feel like with the brush, it definitely kept the coverage more than the sponge because the sponge really just soaks up the product. But as you guys can see, this one, I feel like I got a pretty good amount of coverage. And honestly, this still looks so good. So I'm just going to go in and kind of build it a little bit. Brush for this side, just to hopefully build it a little bit more. But anyways, I think out of all of the drugstore brands, I will say L'Oreal has one of my favorite. L'Oreal seems to always have one of my favorite foundation formulas at the drugstore. I don't even feel like I have to set it, but I think this is perfect for the days that you have errands to run. I wouldn't say this is event worthy type of makeup. Okay, so the check-in time is about 8:50 right now, and we're gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup. So I have the e.l.f. Camo CC in the shade Light Sand, which is definitely too light for me, but I'm trying to get through this product. I've been trying to use it. I used to really like it, and I just don't know if it's my favorite anymore. I just feel like it's a little bit too hydrating, kind of to the point where it separates almost immediately. And I was hoping that using a brightener concealer would really even out the darkness of this foundation. But honestly, I think the shade match is actually really good versus when I tried it initially. I have a video trying pretty much all the foundations that I'm going to be reviewing again if you want to check those videos out. But I feel like since then I've updated my camera quality and just my lighting and everything. So even looking back at those videos, they're just not my favorite. I'm going to build it a little bit more, just right here, because I feel like I need more product there. But nonetheless, I think it did a pretty good job at just brightening my overall complexion. Okay, I don't really like the way my concealer is looking. I'm going to go in with my foundation brush and just I normally do this to kind of tone down the brightness a little bit and kind of to even everything out. So I'm going to do that with whatever's left on this brush that we just used. Okay, I think that actually really helped. This powder, this is in the shade Translucent Honey. I usually go in with this fluffy brush to lightly set the perimeter of my face. and then I'll go in with a sponge and pack some product underneath my eyes to prevent creasing. Just to kind of put some color back onto my cheeks and my forehead. Body Shop Coconut Bronze Bronzer that I really like. Natural, but like so good. This is so good. What I really like about this product, and I remember really liking, is that while it does look very natural and skin-like, it also doesn't really dry super dewy, which I feel like is different than most skin tints. It definitely dries like a satin type of finish. Okay, so I went ahead and I finished the rest of my makeup. Obviously, we're back in my room. Let me know if you guys like this setup. I feel like sometimes this setup is easier because I'm at my desk, so I can like do my makeup like and put my stuff on the table versus like where I normally film. But just let me know if you prefer this setup. We'll see what happens. I think I just get bored with setups and I just move all over the place. But yeah, so it's currently 9:12, so I went ahead and I did the rest of my makeup. As you guys can see, I wanted to talk to you through, what I did. So for mascara today, I actually used my Oma Drama Bomb, which I realize I've been pronouncing this wrong. It's not Uoma, it's Oma. And I really like this. It has like such an interesting smell. Kind of smells like soap, and I've never had like a scented mascara before, but I feel like it looks really good on my lashes. For blush, I dug into my Rare Beauty Melting Blush in the shade Nearly Neutral, which I still love this packaging, and it looks like this. It's a very like neutral blush, and it kind of looks like it wouldn't do much, but I just like the formula of this. It really like melts down, and I've seen some YouTubers say that like it melts away or like it blends away, but on me I feel like it doesn't. I really like this. I mean, obviously I think she released these first and then she released the ones that are super popular, like the liquid blushes that everybody has and I also have and love, but I also don't mind this formula either. I also dug back into my Tom Ford Little Duo. I have the Golden Peach Duo, and I think I've talked about this so many times, but just to show you again, it has a cream on one side, like a little cream pot, and then it has a topper on the top. The only thing is I've had this for about 2 years now, and then this little cream portion, which let me show you, this is actually starting to dry down, which is so interesting because when I first got it, it was like super duper like wet. And it was almost kind of like hard to work with, even though I loved it when it was more moist. Now it's kind of drier and almost like a cream to powder formula. And it definitely still works, but it's kind of concerning because I don't know if that means that it's like getting old or it's like drying down too fast. But I don't know if you guys can see it on my lids, but I feel like on me it's like the perfect like natural looking tone. Like it literally almost looks like, I can't describe it. It's almost like I'm not really wearing eyeshadow when I put this on. It just complements my skin tone like a crazy amount, and I just don't think I have anything in my collection still after all these years that looks like this. I'm probably gonna just run errands. I have some computer work to do today, so I still wanted to, continue my retrying foundation series because we're gonna get through this, and I kind of tried to plan it out to see how long it would take me to finish this series, and it's probably gonna take me like 2 or 3 months, so bear with me as we go through my entire foundation collection and just retry everything. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. So I wanted to do a check-in. Not much has changed, at least from what I can feel. It is currently 1:45. If you're wondering what I have on my lips, I did go ahead and use the Fenty Heat in the shade Hot Cherry. It's a gloss bomb. It's my first gloss bomb ever. And honestly, I like the color a lot. It's definitely pigmented, and it's kind of giving like Dior lip oil vibes in terms of the color. Issue with this is that it smells and tastes like cough syrup, like cherry flavored cough syrup, and I don't like that because it's reminding me of just being sick. I was eating Chipotle, and I always get my Chipotle with like that red sauce on it, and you guys know it's like really really spicy, so my nose was like running as I was eating, which is I guess kind of gross, but I mean totally regular for me when I eat Chipotle. So anything that was around here is gone, and you can see that because I have redness on the side of my nose peeking through. Other than that, I don't feel too oily. I feel like this morning I was looking like super matte, like you know, like matte, like matte. And I don't feel like I'm looking completely matte now. I feel like I look more hydrated. Also, I'm very surprised, like my blush, every time I look at myself in like the mirror, my blush is just so prominent, and I just feel like it looks so good, and it's like still so vibrant. Hey guys, so I just wanted to do my last and final check-in. It's currently 4:51, and I feel like I always check in around 5 o'clock for some weird reason. I kind of try to finish all my tasks around the same time every day. I didn't turn on my little studio light because usually in the afternoon my like room gets lit up pretty well because I get like afternoon sun in here, which I literally love. One of my favorite things about my room. But so far, I've been wearing this all day, and it feels like I've been wearing nothing. I will say I'm starting to get oily in my T-zone, which I'm sure you guys can see that. I have not touched my face at all today, and I feel like it looks really good. I definitely am oily in my T-zone area, which is pretty normal for me. I do have like combo to normal skin. Sometimes it's combo, sometimes it's normal. It really just depends on the season. But, you know, to get oily in the T-zone isn't too bad. It's also not like an excessive amount of oil. It's pretty like healthy, and it just makes me look like I'm glowing. It has settled, and you can see how much I've used, which is actually crazy because I had to move this to okay, when I start to use a product like consistently, I force myself to move it to, you know, the rest of my collection. That way I'm not constantly only using one thing because it's a part of my job to test and review different items. So when I first got this last year, was it last year? Yeah, I think I got it last year, or was it 2020? I don't remember. But when I first got this, I was using it non-stop because as you can see, I love it. It's perfect for every day. It's perfect for just making your skin look better. And I, even like with this shade, I don't really feel like I need to go ahead and buy the shade up to mix in with this because I feel like this, I can make it work, you know? Like it's not like it's too dark or too orangey. It's just obviously like probably like half a shade too dark. I really like the glass packaging because it's just so like chic. However, you know, kind of having this little dropper that doesn't really do much besides nothing. I kind of use it as like a spatula, and then as you guys can probably see around the top of there, it has like product buildup, which is really annoying. I try to keep it clean, but it's just the way that this was designed isn't exactly the best. It is going to 100% stay in my collection. I wouldn't be surprised if I finished that. Obviously, you know, we're kind of, I've gotten like maybe like a fourth of the way through, but probably within by next year around this time I think this will be done. And I don't know if you guys can see, but in the actual packaging there's like these light reflecting pigments, and it kind of makes you think like, oh, is it going to be like shiny on my skin or like reflective? And no. So in case you're worried about that, when you look at the packaging, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it kind of has these like these little pigmented pearls in there. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check me out on TikTok. Check me out on TikTok and Instagram. Also, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. You can subscribe for free, by the way. No additional charges or anything, just in case you were wondering. And I'm trying to hit 1K before the end of the year. Right now, we're currently like at 790, so we're really close. So I really hope that we can get there. That would be so great for me. It'd be so good to just go into the new year with 1K on this channel, and then my other channel has 18K, which if you want to subscribe to me there, you totally can. That's more of like a lifestyle based channel. So if you're into that, do that as well. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.